Alright. It's 8 p.m. Central, and time for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, heard Wednesday nights right here on this repeater. My name is Matthew, call sign KN4LRA, and I'll be your net control for the evening. This is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment time. You can hear us on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. You can also check in to Echolink on the node KA5D-R. There are other ways of checking into this repeater system, and you can find more details at the website ka5d.com/repeaters and n5oak.org/repeaters. Please give a couple of seconds between transmissions to allow all system links to communicate with each other. Before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic on this frequency? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. We won't have any scheduled breaks to check for emergency traffic during the net this evening, but will gladly yield the air if any station calls in with emergency or priority traffic. Alright, let's rock and roll. The UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net is a social net with the purpose of bringing local radio operators together to share knowledge, discuss club activities, and keep in touch. All hams are invited, both new and experienced, and no club membership is required. If you're new to the net, the way this works is very simple. In just a bit, we'll invite everyone listening to check into the net. We'll start with short-time check-ins for stations who just have a few minutes with us, and then move on to general check-ins and comment time. Before we get started, a quick announcement from the club. This is our week off from our club meeting, so our next meeting will be next Thursday, that's February 9th, at 6 p.m. in the ETC building. For more information about the club, or if you'd like to get involved, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read more about us and sign up for our email list. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew, call sign KN4LRA, and I am your net control for the evening. Let's move on to net check-in. During check-in, please key your mic, say, "This is," unkey, and wait a moment to hear if anyone else started speaking at the same time. If it's clear, key in again and slowly and clearly state your call sign and first name. We encourage you to use standard ITU phonetics if you know them. This gives everyone the opportunity to learn the phonetics and makes it easier for me to write down check-in. We'll start off with short-time check-in. If you're out there and know that you've just got a few minutes but still want to say that you checked into the net, this is your opportunity. To keep things brief, we will not take general check-in comments from the short-time check-in. Short-time stations, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, that was easy. Let's move right along to general check-in. After we've got a few people checked in, we'll give the floor to each of you and then to any stations who wish to respond. If we don't get to you during the first round of check-ins, stick around. There will be plenty of opportunities to check in throughout the evening. Again, no club membership is required. Any licensed operators are welcome and encouraged to participate. General check-in stations, please call now.
This is WZ5VBS, Rusty, Northwest Austin. This
All right,
is.
we've got Rusty, WZ5, VBS. Thank you for joining us tonight.
This.
This is KB5MPJ, Kilo Bravo 5, Mike, Papa Juliet, Jason and Beta.
Hey, Jason, welcome back to the net. That's KB5MPJ. Thanks for being here.
This is 5KAT, Kilo India 5, Kilo Alpha Tango, Stephen, North Austin.
Steven. Welcome to the net this evening. That's Kilo India 5, Kilo Alpha Tango.
AI5PZN.
Hey Ernesto, great to hear you on the radio again. We've got Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu, November, Ernesto. Welcome back.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 5, Charlie Sierra Oscar, Dan in Round Rock.
Dan, welcome to the net. We've got Kilo Fox 5, Charlie Sierra Oscar. Thanks for being here.
This is Kilo India 5, Tango India Alpha Young.
Young, welcome back. That's KI5, TIA.
KL4LJ, Kilo Lima 4, Lima Juliet, Hudson in Aggieland.
Hudson, welcome back to the net. We've got KL4LJ. Great to have you here.
KI5 YAZ, Kilo India 5, Yankee Alpha Zulu, Sanjay in College Station, Texas.
All right, we've got Kilo India 5, Yankee Alpha Zulu, Sanjay in College Station. Welcome to the net. All right, we're still looking for general check-ins for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. If you'd like to check in, please call now with your call sign and first name. Nothing heard. Well, let's move right along to checking into the first nice gentleman on our list here. That's Rusty, WZ5BBS. Rusty, how are you holding up with the storm up there?
Man, I'm hanging in there. I still have no power. So I got the candles going. I got the fireplace going. So it's nice and cozy. But still waiting on the power. It's come on 3 or 4 times. So maybe, maybe the next time it'll be where it is, but we'll see. So yeah, just hanging out here on the sofa and listening to the net. Good to have you on here, man. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, man. Well, the reason I asked, my roommate Ethan, that's KI5UOG, his family, I think, lives within about a mile of where you are, and I know they haven't lost power yet, but they were talking about the roads looking a lot worse than they were downtown. Did you happen to get far enough outside of the house that you got to look at whether it was icy on the roads out there?
I haven't. I live close to 183 though, and you can usually, it's very audible, and it has been very quiet in that direction. So I've, I'm right here where the 183 tollway kind of, the start of it, and that's been closed the whole time. So it's very icy. I just heard another limb fall in the backyard when you started the net. So I'm going to go out back and see what else. I've had a lot of limbs falling today, like all random times. So we need to thaw out because I'm starting to lose my trees here. It's not funny.
Yikes, man. We'll definitely try to avoid getting hit on the head by one of those branches if they're falling left and right while you go out there. But I'll leave you to it. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Rusty? If so, please call now.
KI5PZN.
Ernesto, go right ahead.
Hey Rusty, have you been able to warm up the house those times that the electricity comes in, or is it just way too fast? No, the power stays on for about, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, something like that, and then it turns off. So it's enough to, just kind of light everything up and blind you, and then off it goes. But it's been off since like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around in there. So we shall see. But I'm hopeful that it'll be turned on any minute, right? Well, you have an excuse to wear your sunglasses at night now, Octanet.
Alright, thanks y'all. Let's go ahead and move on right on down the list to the next one here, and that is Jason, KB5MTJ. Jason, how are you doing?
KB5MPJ, not too bad. Yeah, fortunately, we haven't lost power here, and I've been hearing some tree limbs falling out there. We've had quite a few of them fall. But, yeah, I moved my cars over to a neighbor's house so the branches wouldn't fall on them. And I've already dragged some of the branches away, so... Yeah, just a moment ago I heard another one fall out there, so yeah, it is getting kind of bad with that, but otherwise not too bad, no power loss or other damage. KB5MPJ.
Glad to hear that you're holding on to power for now. I hope the worst of the storm's through and that'll stay, because man, I would not want to not have heat right now. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Jason? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, Jason, thank you again for checking in, and it's great to have you here. Next on the list is Steven. That's KI5KAT. Steven, welcome to the net. Yeah, how is your week going? And, you have anything you'd like to share with us? Nothing heard. Let's give it one more try for Steven, KI5KAT from KN4LRA. Love to hear if you've got anything to share with the net tonight. If so, pick up your radio and come say hi. Nothing heard. Well, that's all right, because we've got a pretty cool guy up here next on the list. That's Ernesto, KI5TZN. Ernesto, how are things going over there in East Austin?
Hey Matthew, thanks for running the net, and hello to everybody participating and listening. I've got lucky so far, knock on wood. Haven't lost the electricity or have any issues around the house this year, so I'm pretty lucky, like I said, so far. So, did some work between naps and stuff, because everybody's not working, but I got some stuff done, and I think around 4 something in the afternoon, I'm going to let it reset. I hope my audio's not too bad. I'm using the 220, this radio's kind of funky. I was kind of going insane with cabin fever, and I asked Rust if it was okay to come up with a net here, kind of last minute stuff. And we had the frozen net. We had the frozen net today at 5, and we got a few check-ins, and we had a good hour or so of good chat. So
That's so far what happened in the last couple of days, I guess. Everything else been just hanging out here at the house. Back to net control. This is KI5PZN.
Man, as you know, I heard you on there with the frozen net earlier. I thought that was just the greatest thing. So thank you for putting that together and doing that. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to check in. I was, in the car on my way to the post office when I was first chatting with you. And then when you got things started, I was inside the post office. By the time I got back to the truck, you were already rolling through the check-ins. So I didn't have a chance to sneak my name in there. But it was pretty cool to listen to, and I think that was a pretty fun thing for you to be doing, so thank you for doing that. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Ernesto? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, I think it's about time for a station ID. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew, call sign KN4LRA, and I'm your net control for the evening. Let's move right along to the next gentleman on our list. That's Dan, KF5CSO. Dan, welcome to the net.
Thank you, Matthew. I guess like everybody else, I've been kind of cooped up in the house all day and yesterday as well. Just kind of staying out of the weather. I work from home. I've been working from home. I'm a computer programmer, so pretty good fit for working from home. Do that a lot anyway, but. So just that. We're lucky here. We haven't lost power. I feel for those of you that have lost power. And by the way, Ernesto, I love the idea of a frozen net. That's great. And I'm sorry I missed it. But anyway, I guess that's about it. But thanks for hosting us, Matthew, and I'll send it back to you. KF5CSO, back to net.
Dan, well, thank you for checking in. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Dan? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, let's move right along to Young. That's KI5TIA. Young, man, how are you doing? Are you still have power? I know I heard several places in West Campus were out of power, so I'm hoping that you've got heat. Don't know if you have anything storm-wise to share or any additional club updates that I missed earlier. But thank you for being here, and excited to hear what you have to say.
Hi, Matthew. Thanks for running the net, and hello, everyone. I don't think there's many club updates. I think I missed the first few minutes, but I probably mentioned the meetings. The next meeting is next week, next Thursday. And as for myself, I've been out and about, trying to stay warm, but it's hard to do that when you're outside. Not too much to say, although the ice on the trees is quite interesting. I think Rusty mentioned the branches randomly falling off. Saw quite a few trees over by the EER that were like drooping down. So, but other than that, not too much. KF5TAA, back to net.
Oh yeah, I walked over there by the EER this morning, just taking a look at things, and I remember seeing those trees there. Man, I'm going to be interested once it all thaws out and I see them back up the way they used to be. I did not remember those trees being anywhere near that low. So I'm interested to see. I mean, they were, almost all the way down to the ground when I was walking through there. It was definitely a sight to see. Now that I think about it, I should have taken some pictures, but I didn't. Well, we'll wait for the next ice storm. There will be another one. All right, does anyone have any questions or comments for Young? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, let's move right along to Hudson. That's KL4LJ. Man, I know I've been asking about the storm a lot, but I'm going to ask y'all the same exact question just because y'all are all the way down there in College Station. How bad was the weather down there compared to what we've got in Austin? I'm curious.
Hi, Matthew. This is KL4LJ. I think y'all have gotten a lot worse weather than we have. I mean, they canceled school today, but I haven't heard of anybody losing power, and there was only a couple hours when it was supposed to be raining and only like 31 degrees. But other than that, yeah, it's been dreary weather for sure, but not anything that it sounds like y'all have had. So I hope y'all are staying warm and hope y'all get heat and power and all that back soon. Yeah, so everything is mostly okay here in College Station. This is KL4LJ, back to net control.
Man, well, that's good to hear. Glad y'all didn't get it nearly as bad as we did, but I hope you enjoyed your 2 days off from school. I know we definitely have. One more quick question from you. Tomorrow, did they cancel your classes for tomorrow as well? We just found out about maybe 3 or so hours ago that we've got tomorrow off as well.
KL4LJ. No, and we didn't get yesterday off either. So it was just today that we got, and then we're back at it tomorrow.
Oh, very interesting. Well, I'm sure I can make some joke about one of our schools being better than the others for this reason, but I'll leave that for another time, and thank y'all for participating in the net. It's super cool to have y'all here, and we definitely appreciate y'all supporting the net. It is really, really awesome. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Hudson? If so, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's move right along to the next station on the list. That's KI5YAZ Sanjay. Welcome to the net.
5YAZ, thank you very much. First time on the net over here, connecting from College Station through the A&M Amateur Radio Club repeater. Hudson let me know about this over the weekend when we were participating in Winter Field Day, and I'm glad I can join in. Not much to add in on the weather. He summarized it pretty well, but, hope y'all are all doing well in Austin without power and without, going through the storm. All the very best in the recovery in the next few days. Back to net control.
Thanks, man. Well, yeah, I'm kind of curious to hear a little bit about what y'all did for Field Day.
So we went up to a local American Legion post together with another local community amateur radio club and spent 24 hours trying to make contacts. One of our members got his first CW contact. He was very excited about that. We tried to do some satellite operations from about 2 to 4 in the morning, but we're a little bit unlucky with that. But, just having a great time and racked up a few QSOs. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. KI5YZ, back to net.
Hey, very cool. Well, it sounds like y'all had a good deal of fun out there, and were able to make some great contacts, so that's super good to hear. And again, thank you all so much for checking in. It's super cool to have you checking in all the way from College Station. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew, call sign CAN4LRA, and I'm your net control for the evening. We're going to open it up for one more round of general check-in. If you'd like to check into the net, please call now with your call sign and first name.
This is Kilo India 5 Zulu India India Sai from UT Amateur Radio Club.
Sai, welcome back to the net. That's KI5Z India India. Great to have you here. Any other late check-ins, please call now.
This is David Kilo Golf 5 Uniform Bravo Bravo, also from the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club.
Man, for those out there listening, if one more UT club member wants to surprise me, that would be absolutely wonderful with the next check-in. But that was David, KG5 UBB. Still looking for more check-ins? If so, please call now.
This is Kilo India 5 Zulu Golf Zulu, also from Texana.
All right, we've got Kilo India 5 Zulu Golf Zulu, also from Texas A&M. That looks like that is George. George, welcome to the net tonight. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and start off by checking in with Sai, KI5ZII. Sai, how's your week going?
Okay, it's been going okay so far. A bit cold, at the very least. But as I speak, I see a lot of fallen trees. I can very much relate to that. I did have some power issues going on in West Campus. Supposedly there was a tree branch that had interfered with a power line, and there was a bit of flickering, but it's been okay for the most part. So I hope everyone else is staying warm and doing well.
Good to hear. I can second the power issues at my place as well, but thankfully it is on right now, and at least, fingers crossed at the moment, I have heat. So glad to hear that you're doing well, and thank you so much for checking in. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Sai? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, next on the list is David, KG5 UBB. David, how are you doing, man?
Doing pretty well, actually. It's been nice with classes canceled. I've been able to focus on amateur radio a bit and get some stuff done around the house. Also, Sai, I have the old Baofeng radio you brought by at the last meeting. It's all charged up, ready to go, so I'll be putting that back in the shack. So yeah, that's it. David, KG5, UBB, back to net.
Awesome, David. We're glad to hear you doing well, and good luck getting a little bit ahead with amateur radio stuff, and hopefully with a little bit of schoolwork as well. If anyone has any questions or comments for David, please call now.
K5CAA.
Young, go ahead.
Hi, David. Glad to hear about the Baofeng getting charged. I'd be very glad to hoard it again. don't have to walk all the way to the shack in the cold to use the radio or to check into the net. But anyways, hope you're doing well. I guess KF5TA back to net.
Young, are you in the shack right now?
Yes, I am. Sorry. The Baofeng, I used to use that to check in, but ever since it ran out of battery, I've had to come over to the shack. But it was a bit of a trudge getting here, but I'm warm now, so it's okay.
Man, I stopped by the shack earlier this morning to see how things were looking there, given that I noticed the antennas were a little droopy. But, man, I remember that there's no heat up there, so, man, thank you for making the effort to walk all the way there and check into the net. That's super cool. Any other questions or comments for David? If so, please call him out.
I'm actually curious, is the little AC unit, is that a heater also?
The what? The what?
Let me check. I will get back in like a few seconds. It seems like it can heat, although I don't have it turned on right now. It's not that bad. Yeah, but keeps on for another few days. But anyways, KF5TA back to net.
Thanks, Young. I was going to suggest possibly turning it on so we don't get condensation on any of the gear, but I'd imagine the brick walls are pretty good at insulating. So yeah, KG5 UBV back to net.
Alright, thanks y'all for checking in again. Next on the list is KI5 Zulu Golf Zulu. That's George from College Station. George, welcome to the net.
Hi, so this is actually my first contact. So I'm a little new to this. It's been a pretty good day. I'm a little disappointed because I only had one class today, so KF5 back next.
George, I don't know if you're in a car or something, but I can hear a lot of background noise on your signal, and I was barely able to make out some of the things that you were saying there.
Hi, this is KF5GGZ. Is this a little better?
A little better, yes. Still a little bit scratchy, but I can read you now.
Okay, I was just saying that this is my first contact, so I'm a little unfamiliar to the scene. I'm just looking forward to the club. And as for my day today, I only had one class today, so I didn't really get to cancel much. I'm a little disappointed by that.
Well, George, congratulations on getting your license, man. I know the first contacts are always a little bit intimidating, so really super cool that you decided to come and make that first contact on the net here with us. And yeah, welcome to the exciting world of amateur radio. I can definitely second what you were saying about the only missing one class today. I also only had one class scheduled, but man, even just not having that one class made it feel like a totally different day. So I'm enjoying it here. And like I said earlier, we have the day off tomorrow too, so I'll be enjoying skipping my one class tomorrow too as well. But thanks so much for checking in. Great to hear you on the air tonight, and hopefully we'll chat with you again soon. If anyone has any questions or comments for George, please call now. Nothing heard. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link repeater system and the N5 OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew, call sign KN4LRA, and I'm your net control for the evening. We're going to do one last call for late general check-in. If you want to check in and say something to the net, please call now with your call sign and first name. Nothing heard. Thank you for joining us for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, a service of the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5XU. We're right here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for the net. We are the official amateur radio club of the University of Texas at Austin. For more information, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read more about the club and sign up for our email list. Thanks again, all 11 of you, for joining us on this chilly evening. Hope everyone is staying warm, and for those who don't have power, hope you get it back soon, Rusty. But yeah, thanks to you all for being here. This is Matthew, call sign KN4LRA, and from Mike QTH here in North University, 7-3, and thanks again. This system is now returned to regular amateur use.
Is this frequency in use? WB5TXW.
We just wrapped up, so it's all yours, KN4LRA.
You did what?
We just finished up the UTNet, and we are all wrapped up for the night, so frequency is available.
Congratulations. KA5D from WB5TXW, over. K5LYN from WB5TXW, over.